the shooter or have any information about what happened here? That was the police trying to figure out what's going on. But then again, you can hear a pin drop. Nobody said anything. Nobody saw anything. Everybody just turned and looked at the mother.
My baby. They shot my baby. No. Why did they shoot my baby? No, my baby. Why did they shoot my baby? Why? No.
Everybody just watched. No one said anything. And as we looked up, we saw our other son driving away in a police car. He dig into his flesh until Vaughn Red covered all. Covered his face, his mind, his body, his soul. But no sound is remembered, and no words can he speak. But the act of indigo blue, those black clubs, indigo arms, indigo legs striking and digging into his flesh. These he will always remember.
Every morning I wake up, I thank God for another day. And then I lay in bed for an extra 5 minutes, wondering how I can get some money, to overcome the obstacles that stand in my way. See, most of my life I never really had anything. I can only dream and fantasize about the things I want. And now, I'm facing 6 to 30 years away from the free world. And I'm only 20. Never even had a look at life. And now, maybe never will. I've always felt like I was living life in a fast lane without no breaks. I try to comprehend life, but I still find myself asking why. The only time I can cope is when I'm killing my brain cells. Some people call me a sinner. But who are they to call me a sinner when they're sinning too?
Girl, let me tell you about Miss Thing. Last week, I was over at the currency exchange getting me some bus tokens, right? And she was over there paying on something, but she was breaking it all down at the same time. Damn! Why I gotta pay bills? Ain't but two of us at home, so I wonder who that somebody could be. Well, this is the last time I'm paying this bill. Ameritech can cut the shit off. Cause I ain't paying it no more. Well, she kind of started to look around because there were other people in there and she wondered if they noticed her ruckus. Man, because in the currency exchange, there are a lot of people in there, but they're not necessarily taking care of their business, they're trying to take care of yours. Well, finally, she looked at her bill, gave the bill to the lady, gave her her money. The lady finally stamped it, and she only gave her $5 back. Can you believe this? I pay this much for a damn telephone bill, and all I got is $5 left. The cashier just smiled and replied, "Poor baby, I guess you won't be eating that much for lunch today." Well, when she finally left the currency exchange, she headed down the street to her job. Because she was kind of preoccupied and mad as hell about her bill, she didn't see this rather surly-looking fool coming towards her. By the time she saw him, he was dead in her path and reaching for her purse. She looked at that man and said, "No, you don't back to dollars for that." She started picking up her leg and kicking him in the shin and stomping on his foot. Man, she must have caught that guy off guard. All he did was bend down and holler. And when he came up, she picked up her purse and she knocked that fool upside his head. That was cussing and fussing and fussing.
Are any real black people out there?
Where are the real black people? Where are the people that go to church, night schools, writing workshops and libraries? Where are the people who don't use drugs? Where are the people who do use drugs and recover? Where are the large families of black children raised happily and well, who are not abandoned or abused, but raised by one parent, or two parents, or an extended family?
I am looking for the people who fell through the cracks. Oh, good stories for the movies.
I know. The drug dealers are real. The gangbangers are real. The superstars and the super athletes are real. But they are not the only realities.
Where are the real black people? Sometimes they show up, the real black people, in TV sitcoms that don't rely on stereotypes, or TV dramas that don't last. Sometimes they show up in movies that don't get enough exposure, or movies that do get a lot of exposure, but get criticized for the wrong reasons. But you don't see them often enough. Too often when I'm looking
Miss Aisha.
Okay, how was the performance? What did you think of what they did?
I think they did an excellent job. We usually work under a really short time frame, and they always pull it out, and the audience really responded well. So I'm proud of my group. Really proud of NDP.
Good. How much work, how much rehearsal time did you guys put into this?
Normally, before the Cultural Arts Festival, we get approximately about a week, a solid rehearsal. And we try to pick our pieces early on in the semester so that we can have as much time as possible. So,
Good. So you're pretty satisfied with what they did today?
I am very satisfied with what they did today. I'm very proud of my ensemble. They do a great job.
Excellent. Thanks. How was the performance today? What'd you think of it?
Oh, I loved it. Everybody did so good. I was worried at first. We're always a little bit nervous, have a little butterflies in the beginning, but I loved it. Everybody did great. No one messed up. All lines were said. Everybody hit their cues. The music was wonderful. Everybody did lovely. And all the costumes were wonderful. Everybody went to the fullest extreme doing everything. From the hair, as you can see my hair, I don't wear my hair like this, to the eyes and the makeup and the lipstick. I don't have a nose ring either. So we tried to go to the fullest extreme with everything, and so we did. And I think that brought it all together, because you can have the words and you can have the actions, but you have to embody the character and become the character. So that's what everybody did, and they did it very effectively, and the audience responded well. They were laughing, and just, it was great. We had a lot of fun.
You'll almost be there, but hold on and don't give up. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, from Saturday into Sunday into inspiration that will uplift all of us. The Black Voices of Inspiration.
Look at somebody and say, don't give up. No matter how bad it looks, you gotta hang in there. How many of you know you gotta hang in there? How many of you know you gotta hang in there? You can't give up. Black Voices of Inspiration want to inspire you not to give up, because we know that there's so many things around us that snags on us, tries to pull us down, tries to hold us back, but we got to continue to go forward. Those of you all who grew up in the hood, you know the opposition and all of the distractions that you grew up around, but you... After a long night just messing around. You know about Saturday night partying, getting up Sunday morning trying to struggle to that Sunday school class. How many of you been there? Well, we want you to know we're going back a little bit to take you down that old traditional, the Lord will make a way somehow, and Anthony Springer is going to take you back. Let's give him a hand.